Hi, everyone, and welcome to this webinar for the European Mental Health Week. I'm really excited to be here and to partner with UP Zürich to introduce you a very dear topic to me about mental fitness and how to thrive in challenges. And to do that with a positive mindset. I'm Laure Ninnis with Laure Coaching & Co. and I am a life, career and mindset coach in Basel in Switzerland. My motto is unlock your happiness potential. I work with sensitive and ambitious people who are stressed out or demotivated and frustrated. I know what stress is, and that has become my mission to help them regain clarity, control, and confidence so that they can learn to love the life they live while they build the life they want. And today, I hope we can dig a little bit. We don't have so much time, but let's have a look of what is mental fitness and how it can serve you in your life or at work. And to start with, let's have a look at the context and the not so pleasant things. And I want you to reflect for a moment here of what are your stress factors currently in your life? So if you just assess quickly all the different areas of your life, maybe at home, juggling with all the tasks, or at work, dealing with difficult people, having maybe too big of a workload, or wanting to change career maybe, and thinking, what is causing me the most stress at the moment, or frustration? And once you pick that, maybe something coming up already, think about what are the impacts of this stress that you're feeling, of this negative emotion and frustration, or what is happening when you are under stress. Maybe you start to feel physical sensations, maybe even physical health problem, maybe mental load, right? You find yourself lashing out to people or feeling lost or stuck and not having a very clear mind, not knowing where to go, what to do, where to start. Do you feel that maybe? What is the cost of that? What's the impact of feeling like this? Maybe, on yourself or on people around you, right? And what if it was to continue and to worsen? Okay, that was not super pleasant. That's where this big wave and tsunami is coming, right? It's maybe overwhelming. So let's take a breath. Let it go. And think about, let's go to a more pleasant world where actually you don't have stress, you don't have frustration anymore. You're dealing with challenges with a calm, present mind, right? Imagine. And then think then in that ideal world, what would be different? How would you feel? How would you go through life? How would you go to work? How would you interact with your colleagues or back at home, in your family? How would life be? How would you be? Who would you be? Yeah. So, and think about like what's happening when you think positively like this? What's different? Um, yeah, and so you see, like just in a few seconds, we've been into the hard negative cycle and a much more pleasant and motivating positive cycle. So that's what we want to explore a little bit more today, and keeping in mind, okay, on what you could apply, what we're going to share on mental fitness. To start with, let's have a look at negative emotions, right? As we're starting to touch. And the first question I have for you is, are negative emotions good for you? What do you think? Is it good? You're like, oh no, that's not very pleasant, maybe. So if we extend to, is pain good for you? Right? This image is already explicit enough, right? But when you think about pain, we don't want it, right? We don't like it. It's not pleasant, but it's useful in a way, right? There's something good, useful about it. And that's where we distinguish a very important concept that negative emotions, pain, are good, but just for 1 second only, as an alert signal, like to watch out for something. Hey, there's a danger. Let's be careful. Let's adapt our response to it, right? But if we keep it for longer, like keeping our hands on the stove, then it affects us, blocks us. It changes the way we react. We are not able to see clearly. We are not able to be creative. We are not able to be compassionate and curious, right? We just react in the survival mode. So that's exactly what's happening with the negative emotion. If we let ourselves get swooped in and hijacked, as we say, we go in this fight or flight response and we don't think clearly anymore. Right. So knowing that, let's have a look at what is mental fitness and what it can bring us. Right. And there is a definition of mental fitness. And it is very simple. What is what is it? It's the capacity to respond to life's challenges with a positive mindset rather than a negative mindset. Pretty straightforward, right? So we are going through life anyway, and there are challenges. There will be always clouds and ups and downs and difficult things, and we have to choose how we want to respond to that. And we always have the choice. Do we want to respond to it with a negative mindset, dragging us down, or with positive mindset? And the benefits of the positive mindset are plenty, right? And if we take the three big ones, first, it enables peak performance and sustained performance as well. You are confident in yourself, in your abilities, you are motivated, you have clear goals, clear head, you know where you're going and how to get there, and step by step you progress. All right. Then we have the peace of mind and well-being. You feel good, you feel calm, serene, grounded, not overthinking everything. And then it has also a very, very strong positive impact on your relationships. We call it a healthy, strong relationship where you're not full of resentment or you don't misinterpret what people say. You don't overthink, what are they going to think about me, right? You are also, because you are calm, the way you react to things is much more positive and productive as well. So pretty cool, no? It's worth a try, don't you think? And that's why it's a capacity, because it's a training. It's something that you build up, right? It's not something naturally that we are good at as human beings, but we can definitely help ourselves. That's what I want to share with you today, right? And so this concept is, I didn't invent it. I wish, but no, but I'm presenting you what the positive intelligence model is. So introducing mental fitness. And what they did is they took all the researches on neuroscience, positive psychology, cognitive psychology, emotional intelligence, also mindfulness practices, and they mixed all this and they really looked how can we really, really, really simplify, go to the root cause of the root principles of how our brain works. And they tested it on, I don't know, more than 500,000 people in 50 different countries, many different seniority levels or type of activities. And what they found out when they simplified everything is a very simple concept I want to share. The biggest thing is about the brain that there are kind of, we can count two parts. There is one that is more in the primitive brain, in the limbic brain, that is made of saboteurs, where it's under the influence of the saboteurs, and they define 10 saboteurs. And in the other side of the brain, more in the prefrontal cortex brain, some parts of the right brain, there's also 5 sage powers where the sage lives. Right, so we have saboteur versus sage, the good versus the bad, if you want. But it's also very interesting because in the saboteur area, we realize that we get motivated by negative or through negative emotions like fear, stress, anger, insecurity, and so on. While when the sage area is activated, we are motivated through positive emotions like empathy, curiosity, passion, creativity, innovation, and so on. So there's something that, will pull you up from the sage part of the brain. And you will say, yeah, but sometimes, being angry at something makes you able to realize what you really want and go for it, right? So it goes back a bit of this question, is negative emotion good for you? In both cases, whatever side of the brain is activated, we can achieve success, and ambition. The difference lies in the happiness that goes with it. In the saboteur part, you can get success, but without the happiness. While in the sage part, you get success and sustained happiness. And what they also define in positive intelligence is a score. We call it positive intelligence score, or PQ score for positive intelligence quotient, like emotional intelligence quotient, IQ, EQ. We have the PQ score, and this is the percentage of time your mind is serving you instead of sabotaging you. Right, so you see this vortex. It means when you're under stress, you get more and more dragged down. You get more sensitive, you get more reactive. Your threshold of tolerance is really low. So you get to the point of just surviving and burnout. It gets down, down, down the rabbit hole where it gets really hard to get out of it. A lot of my coaching clients are actually very low in that vortex. That's why they feel like I don't have a way out anymore. It's too much of a stretch without proper training and support to be again, the head out of the water and striving and say, okay, things are good and I'm confident. And that's what we see on the other side of the vortex when everything is lifting you up, the energy in the room, and it's okay, even if it's hard, we'll find a way. This resilience actually is happening in the positive vortex. The hard thing with that is that it's not 50-50. As you see, the tipping point is at 75%. And that's why we need really strong support to see the positive. Like we say, it's like 3-1 or 5-1. And maybe if you're really, really low, you need much more reminders and kindness and support and encouragement to get back to a normal, more positive mental state. So now let's see how to do that. And in this simplification of mental fitness, they define 3 core muscles, like brain muscles, things you can train and get stronger at. And it's like this primary colors, if you will. When you mix them, then you have the whole range of abilities to train your brain. And these three core muscles are the saboteur interceptor, the sage perspective, and the self-command. And we're going to see them one by one. So if I start with the saboteur interceptor, it says we have to intercept our saboteurs. So to do that, we have to know them. And if you remember, I said there are 10 saboteurs, and the biggest one is what we call the master saboteur, is the judge. Maybe that rings a bell when I say that. And there are three facets of the judge. There's the judge of self, the judge of others, and the judge of situations. And you see this face, right? It's the one that's going to say, oh, you're not good enough. Of why did you do it like this? It's never going to work. Or because of that guy or girl, I will never be able to do that. Or in that, I don't know, because of Corona, I cannot do what I really want. If only, I could have that. So maybe you start now picturing, how the judge is expressing itself to you. Yeah, what are the recurring things your judge is saying about you, about others, about circumstances? Yeah, maybe it's different in different situations as well. But if you recall your stress moment, what do your inner critic say about it? What's strong? And then we have the other saboteurs, the 9 others accomplice saboteurs that are working with the judge to make your life miserable. And as you see here, there's the hyper-rational, the hyper-vigilant, the pleaser, the avoider, the controller, hyperachiever, the restless, the stickler, and the victim. They are all equally nasty. Maybe also looking at it, you start to recognize which one could be your top saboteurs, or maybe you recognize it in other people. We often in our world have the hyperachiever, maybe the pleaser. I see it a lot. I myself have a very strong pleaser. And yeah, so it's always there at different maybe intensity. And what they did also is the positive intelligence is to provide you with an assessment where you can answer a few questions and understand which of your saboteurs are the strongest in general for you, right? And I use that also in my coaching to help my clients work on their triggers, understand where the saboteurs are activated and what are they saying to them, and how to answer, how to train them also to answer to these saboteurs. Yeah, and then that takes us actually to the second muscle, which is the sage perspective. So we saw the saboteur side and sage side. So we want to look at that and to be pulled up by this sage perspective. And it says that every problem can be turned into a gift or an opportunity. I like this 6 and 9 picture, right? So every problem can be turned into a gift and opportunity. You don't necessarily see it right away, but you can shift your perspective. Say, okay, what do I have to, what can I gain from it? What can I learn from it? At least I learn not to do the same thing again, at least, right? And that generates all these positive emotions, right? And calm and motivation and creativity. Oh, then I could try this out. And for this, we have a beautiful story called the Stallion Story. It's a very ancient Chinese story of a farmer that has a beautiful stallion, it's his most cherished possession. And one day the stallion disappears, gets stolen. So the neighbors of the farmer are coming to see him and say, "Oh, so sorry, it's terrible. What happened to your stallion? I'm so sorry." To which the farmer replies, "Who knows what is good or what is bad?" So neighbors are a bit puzzled, but okay. And then a week later, the stallion comes back with more horses to the farm. And the neighbors are like, "Yay, congratulations. You must be so happy, so excited that this happened to you." And the farmer says, "Who knows what is good or what is bad?" And then 1 week later, the adult son of the farmer is riding the horses and falls from one and breaks his leg. And the neighbors are coming again saying, "Oh my God, this is terrible. This is really bad. He broke his leg. You must be feeling terrible." And the farmers say, "Who knows what is good or what is bad?" um, 1 week later, the army comes in the village and gathers all the boys and men to go to war, but they don't take the farmer's son because he broke his leg. To which the neighbors are not even coming anymore because they know that the farmer is going to say, "Who knows what is good or what is bad?" So there's profound wisdom in that story, and we can relate to how we are sometimes getting very upset about something being bad and spiraling and really wasting a lot of our mental energy when something's not going the way it should be, instead of looking for maybe other perspectives. And if we think about it, right, it's the saboteur that always said, "This is bad. Oh my God, what is happening? It's terrible, it's bad. It's only bad, bad, bad." While the sage saying, "Hey, maybe there's a gift, or for sure there's a gift, right? In that, yeah, you have to turn it into a gift." And we can wonder which is true, right? And what is super important is like whichever you believe becomes true. If you believe that this is bad, it is bad. And if you believe there is a gift, there will be a gift. You will find a gift, right? If you believe you can't, you probably can't. If you believe you can, you probably can. So why not try it out? Right? So that takes us to the last muscle, the self-command. Right? How do I help myself get away from the saboteurs, turn it to a gift, and commanding my brain towards the one that serves me the best? And that's what we call this mental fitness training. And it's actually super simple. What's what I love about it is that first it's very straightforward. Everybody understands the concept of saboteurs, and then the way to train is very accessible. You don't have to sit for 20 minutes and stop thinking or to do any big thing. It's about 10 seconds PQ, positive intelligence repetition, PQ reps, based on like mindfulness, kind of being consciously present in the moment. And you do that also by activating your senses. And we have many, so we can choose also what we are more comfortable with, what fits best in the moment. And you can even do it with your eyes open in a meeting or in front of your boss and at any time. For example, if you want to try it right now, you can try to put your feet flat on the floor and then just wiggle your toes, right? So move your toes and try to count how many toes you can count. Can you count all your toes? Can you feel all of them? Is there some that you don't really notice? Yeah. Or just touch your fingers, just rub 2 fingers very slightly together so that you can focus on feeling the little ridges of your fingertips and the sensations. And you see that takes just a few seconds. And if you would be going into an MRI machine now, you would have a different area of your brain activated in just 10 seconds. So imagine if you were doing this the whole day. Wouldn't it be amazing? How much you would have a strong sage. um, And then you're like, yeah, it's so simple, but what's, if only I had a manual to know how to do that in the moment, right? And that's what I want to share with you to wrap up a little bit here, is that there are only these 4 steps to train your brain. The first, as we said, stop when you notice the negative emotion. And that's the importance of the training. You want to stop as soon as possible, as soon as it starts to even before building up, right? Because when you get into the vortex down, 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 then it's really, really hard. So we want to train to act as quickly as possible. Then you do these PQ reps to quiet down the mind and activate your sage area. Once you're activated, you are able to shift to the sage perspective. You believe there is a gift in your situation. And you end with using one of the sage powers to move into action plan and to help yourself find a way out and a solution in your challenge. As simple as that. So you're gonna ask me, but if it's so simple, how do we do really in tough challenges? Yeah, that's a beautiful question, because indeed, right, the speed and the depth of this shift, it depends on your level of training, on your mental fitness level, right? So when you are black belt, you are able to deal with much more challenges than when you're just beginning. And that's why we train this resilience, right? So we want to train our brain to be faster and to be more and more resilient. And the research shows that actually to do that, it takes a little bit of insights, as we are saying now, like I know what to do, like the concept of it, but it takes so much more of the muscle itself, of the practice, of the training, of the creating this neural pathway so that it becomes a reflex, a habit, if you would, that it becomes second nature. And to do that, they also found like learning something new, it takes some amount of practice on a regular basis for a certain amount of time, and then that becomes more natural. So what they say is about 15 days for about 6 to 8 weeks. And the positive intelligence team, they created actually a wonderful program based on 6 weeks, where with an app where you get with your phone reminders throughout the day to do these exercises to build your neural pathways. When you get more insight and learning about all the different saboteurs and the sage, so that at the end of the program, that's a second nature. You do it naturally, and naturally you feel better. So I'm fascinated by the simplicity of it for the impact that it can have on all your life, right? Because now you're thinking about one challenge, but in a few years, that's not going to matter so much and something else will be there, right? So I want you here to ask yourself, what do I want to get better at? Do you want less stress, maybe better peace of mind, maybe more calm, more serenity, more confidence, better performance, better relationship? What is it that you really, really want? Think about it and just pick one thing. And now I encourage you to actually make it happen. So to do that, make it very concrete, make it smart, precise, motivating, make it fun. Of course, nobody wants to do anything annoying, right? And then maybe help yourself to achieve it. What type of support do you need to achieve your goal in an easy way? Do you maybe choose an accountability buddy? Reach out to someone that can help you, right? You're not alone in that, but you can help yourself, right? Commit to your intentions. What do you want to achieve? And I want to help you in that. And also because I want to thank you for listening to me and being here today. So I have a little gift for you. I offer a discount on this positive intelligence mental fitness program if you start before beginning of July, because as I said, my mission is that I want that people love their life and have the mental capacity to build a life that really would fulfill their purpose. And I want that for you as well. So please don't hesitate, reach out, check in my website, unlockcoaching.com. You can also book a free consultation with me, just having a discussion and see how I can help you. Or just write me an email at contact@unlockcoaching.com. I'd be happy to have a chat with you, tell you more about all these fascinating topics, because I promise you that, yeah, if you do that 15 minutes a day and work on your mental fitness, you will find and feel a profound shift happening in your ability to navigate challenges, and you will see life with a positive light. And that's what I wish for you and for all of us. So thank you so much for being here, and hopefully talk to you very soon.